Hey guys, we are on day 2 of finding theme in a text. I want to remind you that the theme is the lesson that the author wants you to learn from the text. And where you're going to find the theme is how the characters are responding. What are their words, their thoughts, their actions, their feelings? And then finding that evidence from the text is going to help you figure out what some possible themes could be. Remember, texts by fourth grade level have more than one theme usually. So we're looking for multiple possible themes. Yesterday we found the theme of the text, the missing text, but today we're going to do it with another story that you know, The Mystery of the Cactus Arm. I want to show you again, you have this link handy. There are common theme topics that you want to keep in mind. And then today, I'm going to read the first half of The Mystery of the Cactus Arm and show you how I can find themes with evidence. And then you will go off on your own, just like yesterday, but with The Mystery of the Cactus Arm to find more themes. Here we go. I stand under the saguaro cactus in my front yard with my next door neighbor, Calvin. The cactus towers over us, at least 5 times our height. Its trunk-like body and large curving arms reach for the cloudless Arizona sky. Oliver, Calvin says, I bet $5 you can't make that arm fall off. He's always betting me like this. Last week he bet me $5 I couldn't catch a tarantula hawk, which is a nasty wasp. I ended up with the most painful sting of my life, but that was still better than having to deal with Calvin making fun of me at school if I'd chickened out. So he's always betting him money, and he has to deal with him when he gets to school if he chickens out. That sounds like the theme of treat others the way you want to be treated. It does not sound like Calvin is treating Oliver very well. So over here, I gave my evidence. Calvin does not treat Oliver kindly. He bullies him. And here's some text evidence too. Oliver, Calvin says, I bet $5 you can't make that arm fall off. He's always betting me like this. And here's another piece of evidence. But that was still better than having to deal with Calvin making fun of me at school if I'd chickened out. That's not treating others the way that you want to be treated. Okay, let's keep going. A wooden support beam is wedged under one of the saguaro's arms. My parents put it there to hold the arm up after a tree branch fell on it, causing it to nearly break off. I push on the beam, but it's really stuck. I don't know, I say, kicking at it lightly. My parents are trying to save it. Calvin narrows his eyes and grins. I'll bet you $10. Uh-oh. I wonder if that's going to make him do it. Is money a motivation for him? Let's find out and keep going. I'm tempted. I could put the money toward the new video game I've been wanting, Animal Crossing, but it's still a bad idea. Nah, I say. My parents might get mad. Calvin rolls his eyes. You're such a chicken. That confirms not treating him the way he wants to be treated. Here he goes again with his taunting. Why does that guy have to live next door to me? I lean on the beam a little. I don't think so, I say, but I'm sure Calvin senses he's wearing me down. Fine, he says. $15. That's all the money I have. Whoa, he's never bet me that much before. $15 would definitely buy me enough to buy Animal Crossing. Maybe Calvin would finally leave me alone once and for all. That makes me think it could be the theme money isn't everything. I just put those two quotes that I mentioned, the $10 and the $15. I also said Oliver knows what Calvin is telling him to do is wrong, but the money is tempting him. But money is not everything. So I think that that could be a possible theme. Let's keep going. I kick a little harder at the beam. It budges. I know I shouldn't do it, but that arm is on its way out anyway. How long could it possibly hold on? Deal, I say. Uh-oh. I glance back at my house to make sure no one's watching and I kick the beam as hard as I can. That's not very honest of him, is it? So I think honesty is the best policy could be the lesson the author's trying to teach us here, because he's not being honest and that's not good. Oliver knows his parents don't want him to kick down the cactus, but he does it anyway and then lies about it. Here's one quote. I glance back at my house to make sure no one's watching and kick at the beam as hard as I can. Here's another I found later in the text. He looks down suspiciously. How'd that happen, Oliver? I shrug my shoulders, shaking a little. I don't know. It was like that when we got here, Calvin adds. That's when Dad got there, and the boys are lying about it. Honesty is always the best policy. That could be a theme in this story. The saguaro arm sways and sags, but it doesn't fall. Calvin pumps his fist. You lose. Not so fast, I say, picking up a large rock. Okay, I've already read this part yesterday. Let's keep going. Let's get past the part that where they kept lying to Dad. Let's get right to here. Dad shakes his head. Bummer. You know it takes 100 years for a saguaro cactus to grow even an arm. What a loss. I blink at him in the bright sun. No, I hadn't known that. Dad shrugs. Oh well, nothing to be done about it now. Will you boys help me wrap it up and carry it to the dumpster? With the help of We help Dad roll the arm up in an old piece of carpet and carry it across the yard. As we toss it into the dumpster, Dad says, just think, 100 years down the toilet. I think that the theme here could be the actions have consequences. There's a quote, okay? And then later on it says, I watch him walk next door, the guilt already building in my chest over what I did to that cactus, over how I lied to my dad. His actions have consequences. Oliver didn't think about the consequences that his actions of kicking over the cactus would have. Also, he decided to lie to Dad, and now he's feeling guilty. There are 4 examples of possible themes that I found in the text. Now I want you to go read the rest, starting right here. I toss and turn. You've already read the story and you're familiar with it, but this time you're reading looking for evidence of possible themes. I want you to try to find at least 4 possible themes here. You can use your common theme cheat sheet. And remember, like yesterday, I want you to come up with the overall theme of this story. What do you think that this story was mostly the lesson supposed to be? Think back to yesterday's story. I think the most important theme of all and the overall theme was that family is important because Taxi was important to Linus. Mr. Sampson's family was important to him. Even Linus's mom, she thought Linus was important enough to get out of her um, house early in the morning and put up 25 missing posters. Mr. Sampson's daughter thought family was important enough to send a computer his way to try to get him to connect with her. So I think the overall theme of that story that we read yesterday was that family is important. And that's just my opinion. You could have picked a different one as long as you had strong evidence. But today, after reading all of the Mystery Cactus Arm and thinking through my possible themes I found and the ones that you find as you read, come up with what you think the overall theme of this story must be. Okay? I hope you enjoy reading this story today, and I hope you continue enjoying learning about theme. Have a great day.